Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
And I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
The daytime television world has just been hit with one of its most explosive controversies yet, and this one is guaranteed to leave you speechless. Joy Behar, the veteran co-host of The View and a household name in daytime TV, has officially left the show, but not without a storm of drama trailing behind her. From shocking lawsuits to social media firestorms and endless finger-pointing, her exit has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. What could possibly force out one of the most outspoken and enduring faces of daytime television? The answer is anything but simple. Buckle up, because this story is a roller coaster of controversy, irony, and jaw-dropping revelations. We're diving deep into the chaos that led to Joy Behar's departure, uncovering the behind-the-scenes battles, the legal drama, and the social media frenzy that set the gossip world ablaze. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single detail. This is one story that's as unpredictable as it is unforgettable.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I'm stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
So here's where the drama begins. During a recent episode of The View, a show already famous for its heated debates and no-holds-barred commentary, Joy Behar dropped a bombshell that left everyone stunned. While discussing Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under Donald Trump's administration, Behar made a comment that sent shockwaves through the studio and beyond. She suggested that Leavitt only landed her high-profile position because of her looks. Yes, you heard that right. In a single sentence, Behar ignited a firestorm of controversy, sparking outrage, debates, and a whirlwind of reactions across social media. But what exactly did she say? How did the audience and her co-hosts react in the moment? And why did this comment spiral into one of the biggest scandals in daytime TV history? Stick around, because we're about to break it all down. Every shocking detail, every twist, and every consequence that followed. Trust me, this is one story you don't want to miss.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old. But boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House briefing.
Ouch! Joy Behar's comment wasn't just a low blow. It was a full-on dive into the deep end of controversy. Let's set the stage. Karoline Leavitt, at just 27 years old, is the youngest person ever to hold the role of White House press secretary. Despite her age, her resume is stacked with impressive credentials, including serving as a communications director for high-profile Republican campaigns and even working in Trump's first administration. But instead of acknowledging her qualifications, Behar reduced Leavitt to nothing more than her appearance. And let me tell you, this comment didn't just ruffle a few feathers. It unleashed an absolute firestorm. The backlash was instant. Audience members audibly gasped, and even some of Behar's fellow co-hosts looked visibly uncomfortable. Alyssa Farah Griffin, a former Trump administration staffer, was quick to clap back, pointing out, it wasn't her first job, it was just her first press briefing. But if you thought the live reaction was tense, just wait until you hear what happened online. Social media exploded with criticism from all sides of the political spectrum. Fans and critics alike called out the hypocrisy of the statement, especially given Behar's long history of championing feminism and women's empowerment. One user wrote, "If a Republican said anything remotely like that, they'd be crucified." While another chimed in, "Joy Behar just proved once again that The View only supports women who think like them." So, how did this scandal escalate? What were the consequences for Behar and the show? And what does this say about the broader conversation around women in power? Stick around, because we're about to unpack every jaw-dropping detail. And trust me, you won't want to miss this.
She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
And the drama didn't stop there. Karoline Leavitt wasn't about to let Joy Behar's comments slide. Not by a long shot. Instead of issuing a quiet statement or brushing it off, Leavitt went straight for the jugular. She filed a lawsuit against Behar, accusing her of defamation and character assassination. According to the legal complaint, Behar's comments weren't just false. They were malicious, deliberately designed to discredit Leavitt in the public eye. This lawsuit wasn't just a bombshell, it was a direct hit, targeting not only Behar but also ABC, the network behind The View. The stakes were suddenly sky high, and the fallout was immediate. But what exactly did the lawsuit claim? How did Behar and ABC respond? And what does this legal battle mean for the future of daytime television? Buckle up, because this story is far from over, and the twists and turns are just getting started. Stick around as we dive into the explosive details of this high-stakes legal showdown and what it could mean for everyone involved.
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table.
Behind the scenes, chaos was unfolding at ABC. Executives were in full damage control mode, scrambling to figure out how to handle the situation. Should they issue a public apology, suspend Behar, or go for the nuclear option and cut ties with her altogether? The pressure was mounting and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Meanwhile, staff members at The View were reportedly divided. Some rushed to Behar's defense, while others quietly admitted that the situation had spiraled completely out of control. It's worth noting that Behar has been at the center of controversies before, but this time was different. With a high-profile lawsuit on the table and an avalanche of public backlash, ABC found itself in an incredibly tight spot. The network's reputation was on the line, and every move they made was under a microscope. But what exactly were the internal discussions like? How close did they come to cutting ties with Behar? And what does this mean for the future of The View? Stick around, because we're about to pull back the curtain on the behind-the-scenes drama that rocked ABC to its core. And trust me, you won't believe what went down.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier, new reports surfaced, adding even more fuel to the fire. Rumors swirled that ABC executives had been locked in emergency meetings for days leading up to Joy Behar's departure. Insiders revealed that the network was in full-blown panic mode, with some higher-ups fearing the lawsuit could spiral into a full-scale reputational disaster. While ABC has weathered its fair share of criticism over The View's polarizing content, this scandal was different. It wasn't just about public opinion anymore. This time, there were serious legal consequences on the line. One source described the atmosphere at the network as tense and chaotic, with executives tiptoeing around, torn between standing by Behar and caving to the mounting external pressure to take action. But what exactly went on in those closed-door meetings? How close did ABC come to making a drastic decision? And what does this mean for the future of the network and its flagship show? Stay tuned, because we're about to uncover the explosive behind-the-scenes drama that pushed this scandal to the breaking point. And trust me, you won't want to miss this.
It's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
The drama wasn't just confined to the boardroom. It was spilling over into the very heart of The View. Behind the scenes, the staff was deeply divided. On one side, there were those fiercely loyal to Joy Behar, arguing that her comment, while controversial, didn't deserve the overwhelming backlash it had sparked. On the other side, there were those who felt Behar had crossed a line, calling her remark about Leavitt indefensible, especially coming from someone who has long championed women's empowerment. One anonymous staffer reportedly told an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has put us in hot water. But this time, it feels like there's no coming back." The tension among the team created a toxic atmosphere, with whispers about whether other co-hosts might also face fallout from the scandal. But the complications didn't stop there. Legal experts began weighing in, debating whether Behar's comments could legally be considered defamation. Some argued that Leavitt's case had merit, pointing to the personal and damaging nature of Behar's statement. Others, however, suggested that proving malice, a critical element in defamation cases involving public figures, might be an uphill battle for Leavitt. One thing was clear. The legal fight ahead was going to be messy, and ABC could find itself squarely in the crossfire. As one expert put it, even if the network tries to distance itself from Behar, the fact that they allowed the comment to air could make them partially responsible in the eyes of a jury. So, what does this mean for the future of The View? Could this scandal lead to even more shakeups behind the scenes? Stick around because we're breaking down every twist and turn in this high-stakes drama. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon.
Meanwhile, Carol Leavitt hasn't backed down from the spotlight. In an exclusive interview with a conservative media outlet, she doubled down on her criticism of Joy Behar, calling her comments not just sexist, but deeply unprofessional. Leavitt also seized the moment to highlight her credentials, listing her impressive resume and accomplishments as proof that her role as press secretary was earned, not handed to her because of her appearance. Her poised response only fueled her supporters, with many applauding her for standing up to what they saw as a baseless and demeaning attack. But then came the bombshell announcement no one expected. ABC confirmed that Joy Behar was leaving The View. The timing, just days after Leavitt filed her lawsuit, sparked widespread speculation that this wasn't a voluntary exit. While the network's statement was carefully worded, saying Behar had decided to step away and wishing her the best, insiders claimed ABC executives had effectively pushed her out to protect the show's future. Let's face it, The View has survived controversies before, but this scandal might have been the final straw. Public reaction to Behar's departure has been wildly divided. Some are celebrating, calling it long overdue. One comment read, "Maybe they need to cancel ABC altogether. That would fix all the problems." While another quipped, "I can't understand why that show is still on the air." On the flip side, longtime fans of The View are mourning the loss of one of its most outspoken voices, arguing that Behar's exit was the result of political pressure and that ABC caved to outside influences. Meanwhile, conservative commentators are hailing this as a major victory, seeing it as a rare moment of accountability in what they view as a biased media landscape. So, what's next for The View? Will this scandal mark the beginning of the end for the iconic show? Stick around, because we're diving into all the fallout, the reactions, and what this means for the future of daytime TV. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
And let's not overlook the glaring irony in all of this. Joy Behar spent years building her reputation as a fierce advocate for women's rights and empowerment, often calling out others for making dismissive or sexist remarks about women. Yet, in one careless moment, she undid years of credibility by making the very kind of comment she'd spent her career condemning. This hypocrisy hasn't gone unnoticed, with critics quick to point out the contradiction. Her remark about Leavitt wasn't just a misstep, it was a direct contradiction of everything she claimed to stand for. So, what does this mean for The View? The show now stands at a critical crossroads. Behar wasn't just a co-host, she was one of its defining voices, and her departure leaves a massive void. ABC now faces a tough decision. Who, if anyone, can fill her shoes? Will they bring in another bold, outspoken voice to maintain the show's fiery dynamic? Or will they pivot, perhaps adding a more conservative perspective to balance the panel? One thing is certain. The View has a steep uphill climb to rebuild its credibility and win back public trust. Can the show recover from this scandal, or will this mark the beginning of its decline? Stick around as we unpack the challenges ahead, the potential replacements, and what this all means for the future of daytime television. Trust me, you'll want to hear how this story unfolds.
Bang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
As for Joy Behar, her future is anything but clear. Will she fight back against the lawsuit, determined to clear her name and salvage her reputation? Or will she step away from the spotlight, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most divisive figures in daytime TV? The stakes are high, and her next move could define her career or end it. On the other side of the drama is Karoline Leavitt, whose decision to sue Behar has catapulted her into the center of a media firestorm. While the lawsuit has undoubtedly raised her profile, it's also placed her under intense scrutiny. Will this legal battle solidify her as a symbol of standing up to sexism and defamation? Or could it backfire, turning her into a target for even more criticism? The outcome of this high-stakes clash could reshape both of their careers and the landscape of daytime television. So, what's next for these two women? Will Behar make a comeback, or will Leavitt emerge as the ultimate victor? Stick around as we break down the possibilities, the risks, and what this legal showdown could mean for everyone involved. Trust me, you won't want to miss how this story unfolds.
But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love it that the Liv's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
One thing is certain, this drama is far from over. The fallout from Joy Behar's exit and the ongoing lawsuit is poised to dominate headlines for weeks, if not months, to come. And with public trust in mainstream media already at an all-time low, this controversy could be the tipping point for The View. Can the show bounce back from this scandal, or is this the beginning of the end for one of television's most iconic talk shows? The stakes couldn't be higher. So, what do you think? Did ABC make the right call by letting Behar go, or was she unfairly pushed out? And can The View survive without one of its most infamous and polarizing voices? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest updates on this explosive story. Trust me, this scandal is just getting started, and there are plenty more twists, turns, and jaw-dropping revelations on the way. Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss what happens next. See you in the next video.